FaZe versus North. Can North derail the FaZe hype train that has begun and started over in New York? A team that picked up a victory there in a fashion that we haven't seen in what feels like almost the majority of the game. People referencing the NIP era, and in general, there's a lot of excitement surrounding this star-studded roster that is FaZe. Standing against them is North, a team that Chad actually today in private spoke to me and said, I think North are going to win the grand finals of the Pro League this season.
Yes, Alex, but I think FaZe are going to top the regular season.
Interesting. So that does make things a bit difficult for your expectations into this game, which we'll be talking about briefly. Not just yet, though, because to go ahead and get you guys even more in the loop, and before we get to hear from our experts, we're going to go ahead and hear from the players themselves. Just after New York, after that huge victory and what has been quite a turbulent journey for the FaZe clan, we're going to go ahead and hear from some of the members, Guardian and Olof, on their new team.
I don't drink coffee, but that's fine. Try to understand what my English is.
Don't worry. I'm used to your jumping.
Here we go. What Pokemon describes your team the best and why?
That's an easy question. We are Snorlax because we are also lazy. Who gets the most ladies?
I think that's an easy question. I think that's Nico, man.
Why Nico? It's me, I'm lady slave.
Yeah, that's true, that's true, that's true. Yeah, yeah. If your team was a movie, which movie would it be and why?
I would compare it to Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the Joker?
You are the Joker.
I'm the Joker.
You are the Joker. You are the Joker. Who's the girl? That's Finn. Yeah. Who would you, under no circumstance, let babysit your children? I would say it's Harvey, because if he gets tired of the little child, he would fall asleep.
How would like you say he would fall asleep?
Yeah.
Nico would go out partying. I don't know what you would do. You would probably play games and instead of watching the baby or something.
Who is the best looking and why? That's easy, that's me.
Yeah, okay man, I give it to you. But we need to say why.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm special.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Who has the weirdest taste in music?
I would say Nico, because this is the guy I share room with, and he puts on like all different Bosnian music, and then he put on some song that he said was Spanish. Then I heard it that it was French, and he was, no, it's Spanish, man. And I had to Google it to prove it was French. Every song that he put on, I get it stuck in my head as well. So I don't know if I have bad taste in music as well, because I like his music now, but in the start I didn't like it, but now I listen to it all the time. We're done, man.
Yeah.
What have you learned from that video? I'm sure that additional insight is going to help you with all of your predictions and analysis, guys.
I've learned Olaf has no idea what he's talking about, because Nico's music choice is amazing.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, got it from me. I send him the new hits all the time.
Yeah.
He's slowly but surely educating his teammates.
Okay.
But I love the Guardian reference to Swedes speaking English. It's like
Yumping.
Yumping,
yeah.
There's no J in there.
No, absolutely not. Now, just one last point on that music. Do you know what he was talking about when he said Spanish song that sounds French, or French song that sounds Spanish? Nico was getting confused.
I don't know. He likes to listen to those like new types of
like Despacito.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, that's fantastic.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, in my DJ set in Malmo, I played some Serbian music to end it off.
Did they start jumping?
It was a success.
Damn.
Bangers. Absolute
Okay.
bangers.
Yeah, I was dancing to some of those bangers in Montenegro. Got banged out.
Chushka. Cop the chushka.
Yeah, well, Counter-Strike is on the cards up next. We got it to hear from Guardian and Olaf. And I think, you know, it sounds like we're actually getting some... Oh, God, the finger's on the ear, Chad.
Yeah. It's
okay?
coming in hot and fast off the presses right now. LDLC versus Na'Vi was on the B stream.
Okay, yeah.
And LDLC went down on the first map 16-14 on Inferno. Na'Vi picking up a victory there, much needed. And on the second map, Na'Vi actually got another one. 16-10 on Nuke over LDLC of all maps.
Now we 2-0 someone?
Yeah, on Nuke.
Damn.
So if you want to check out the next matchup, it's going to be NIP versus LDLC. Maybe they can cop more of a battering. That's just down the bottom. If you're on the gaming.youtube.com/ESLCS page, you can click on the other one. I think like
Good URL work.
like Hugo Byron's probably there. He's casting some stuff probably. I'm guessing right now.
The B-Dog.
Yeah.
Golden Boy knows everything.
He does. He certainly does. Now, the B stream's happening. And yes, you get to see if LDLC can seriously go 0-4 on the secondary stream. What you have to dig your teeth into here on the primary stream is potentially the hottest match we have. We've got Astralis as well. They'll be playing some more games, but FaZe North, it's hard to argue that this is going to be one of the hottest matches of the week.
Yeah, especially considering the form of these two teams, right? North obviously having the grand final appearance in Malmo, FaZe on the other side of things, that amazing run in New York. And FaZe actually, even before New York, they've had some amazing games, even in E-League, Pro League, obviously. Their only loss recently has been to NIP on Cobblestone, and we all know FaZe doesn't play Cobblestone. They started introducing it into their map pool, and just yesterday against Heroic in the Epicenter qualifier, they had, I believe, a 16-6 win on the map against Heroic, who are no slouches on the map either. So you can see that they're really grinding it out, really trying to have a 7-map map pool, so to speak, and the way they're playing right now, I don't see how anyone can stop them.
That prospect is so scary if they have a 7-map pool, especially going into big LAN events. Like, how do you veto against a team like this, right? They can always veto to your weaknesses. But just like to point out, for these guys going forward, for the rest of this week, they all have huge games. Like, North versus Astralis is tomorrow, hot match of the week. FaZe have to versus Astralis as well this week. So between those three teams, who are all looking pretty hot at the moment, there's going to be some massive matches. And it's really scary to see who it's going to land if this FaZe, roster continues to just steamroll over everybody, because most of the games aren't even close. That's the scary factor. We're talking about single-digit victories.
And that was why New York stood out as such an anomaly, such a huge big win for them. But also, it is, the dawn of a potential meta shift. I think this is something that we have an opportunity to talk about now. And I think, Yanko, you'd be perfect to kind of set the scene as to why this is a discussion we're having, that FaZe's victory in New York not only was, a big one and the first in that kind of character for a long time in the scene, but also it's perhaps going to be initiating a bit of a shift away from the strategic side of the meta.
I think FaZe's structure is underestimated at the moment, simply because of the way they're playing and the way their individuals are playing, right? I feel like the way to go probably is, in a game, you start off maybe a bit more loose, you let your players work around, and until someone can stop that, why would you go for set executes, right? If no one can stop your players, if they can win duels and you can take map control and end rounds, why would you go for any executes unless you feel it as you can predict what your opponents are going to do in terms of adjusting, and then you're one step ahead of them. But we see FaZe pull out some interesting strats. Usually it's when they're on a low buy and have more pistols, and then they buy pistols and a lot of utility, and then they go for a sort of an execute. I don't really think they are, the fanatic of 2015, perhaps, where it was, all just run and gun and win duels and win games.
Screw that fanatic.
We heard it from Kerrigan in the interview post New York as well. Like, we need to work on this. Despite our dominant win, it's not always going to be this easy.
Yeah, and something you need to note as well is when you had like the fanatics and I guess it was Envious at the time, who were just like the Force by Kings and really good at just being aggressive and individual Counter-Strike. Something that they had, which a lot of people don't realize because it's hard to quantify, is the chemistry with the players. Like the way that they would play off of each other, the reactions they would be able to make once certain teammates made room or made opening frags, and that kind of stuff just doesn't happen with practice. It's something because they've been playing together in the region for so long, there was a nice meshing of players, everything was perfect in those rosters to allow those kind of teams to react like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of in a position where I'm starting to eat my words, because I've always held this this idea in my head that if they don't all perfectly speak the same language, there's going to be some degree of a ceiling applied to you, because lost in translation, even if it's just half a second that slows the communication, that's going to have an effect on the result. But I guess I'm eating my words.
The most important thing you need to have is good game sense and a good understanding of the game. Everything else is secondary, right? How many times can you give a perfect call to your teammate, for example, where the opponent was, and then they don't take into account that opponent can move, and then they're like, you told me he was ban and he was in bench, on Mirage on B, for example. I'm like, yeah, he can move, like 3 seconds have passed. You need to know. I don't need to tell you that. You need to know that by yourself as a player. So I feel like these set of players in FaZe all have great game sense and great understanding of the game. And also, you have the sound cues and so on. I think the communication is good enough for them to be able to function properly as a team.
I think that's a key factor. What Yanko pointed out just there is the fact that they obviously are all clued on, switched on players who know how to play at this top level and can react outside of the restrictions of communication. I think the English language is probably one of the worst when you listen to comms, right? You listen to the Americans, we were guilty of it as Australians, listen to people I did some stuff for Gfinity, the people in the UK are exactly the same. And it might even be the language, because I watched a video of Optic comming when they were playing in North America, not the North American side, the European side in the house, and they're all saying things commands 2 to 3 times as well, which is when you listen to a team like Fnatic.com in Swedish, I don't understand what they're saying, but when they make their call-outs, they're very calm, they're only saying things once, whereas in the English language, it's like, B, 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 you know, like you can hear that from time and time again. I just think the English language is
not
terrible.
Yeah, don't go pointing fingers at my language. I think it's more actually just, the society surrounding the language. I mean, the letter B in one language is exactly the same in another. It's
that's
not,
true.
Yeah, let's not go pointing fingers at the entire English language. I really like English. It's the only one I can speak, so I better be good. But it's more about the kind of the culture surrounding it. So hey, if you've got everyone speaking as a second language, maybe they do it more effectively. Boring discussion. Perhaps we went a bit too far with that one. North, however, on the other side of the server have yet to be addressed. The game is almost ready. I just want to understand a little bit about Mirage, as it's going to be our first map. How did that go down for FaZe North, if you think about it on paper?
Config.
You're such a fanboy.
I think config applies for any map.
Yep.
I think it's safe to say now he has pretty much all the room with Magic Boy not in the team anymore. He is the aggressive player, the one who makes most of the plays for them, and it allows a lot of the other players to have more space. AZ most notably as well.
Yeah, I think FaZe could potentially exploit the A bomb. So we have MSL playing retake a lot, and his linchpin is AZ towards connector, and then Cajun B towards window. So you're going to see a lot of retakes coming in from the combo of Valda and config if FaZe go for their A executes, and that's something which is going to be hard when you're dealing with the firepower of like Nico, Guardian, Olaf, etc.
Okay, well, it's a battle of firepower versus a very stable-looking North. New Valda addition seems to have put a little bit of spring in their step. We'll see if it's a step in the right direction on Mirage. Let's jump in with your casters, Sado and Henry.
The abbreviated Sado. Yes, a double Danish affair for us tonight. Yes. I do love a good, what was it, Danish, what do they call those tarts? Like a fritter? They have a specific... Don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll forget that happens. People at home will know what I'm talking about. You, maybe not. Your tea and biscuits equivalent.
Okay. I think it's called a Danish, isn't it? The pastry is
just called a Danish.
Yeah.
I thought there was something else that went after.
That's what you're on about.
Yeah, that is what I'm on about. Look, it's North versus FaZe, Henry. North much on the rise. FaZe looking incredible as of late. This is a red-hot affair.
White hot, maybe.
Ooh, white flames. They're pretty hot.
FaZe on the T side here, making their way towards the A side. Simple execution, of course, towards this area. Smoke towards City Spawn, and AZ flashed off, and we'll find the first kill here. Maybe North have got something to say about this one as AZ finds a second frag.
Finds it. Easy. Looking for more. Can't do it. Low on HP. Gets taken down. It's Rain. That was low in the exchange from doing so, though. Maining config could find him quickly. He goes back up toward the stairs, and even though the flank was going in toward Tetris that could have caught off the player that was there, I believe it was Kerrigan, it was actually going to be caught out by Nico, who went back through Palace. He's now got to try and defend the defuse. They're on it. They've got it.
They have indeed. MSL drops the smoke on the bomb. It's Nico. It's always scary when he finds a silence USP. The bomb was planted. Definitely had grounds to win it, but very difficult. Unless he finds the instant headshot on the diffuser, it's going to fall apart as he starts to spam. He gets taken down by KGB. Didn't have time to really challenge the secondary player. And it was a simple play from FaZe there. Smoke towards City Spawn, flashing over, trying to frag together. The first two came in favor of North. And so they managed to at least overwhelm the final situation with that final smoke. It will be 3 deagles here in a PD50. No investment in terms of the armor or nades. This kind of makes things a little bit awkward for them in the second round. They can still get AK's armor, but they'll have very little in terms of utility after getting that bomb down in the previous. That shot comes in. Occasion B with the M4 in the window. They're preparing right now for that first, or I should say, force buy in the third with the AKs coming out. They've got 2 M4s, a FAMAS, UMPs as well. So they want to make sure they have more rifles and SMGs right now.
At this point, Nico will try and enter toward the side cap of the smoke to take advantage of, but also above it from the balcony. Cajun was able to spot him down. Spot him out, I should say. And transitions to the sandwich. MSL. Good find on Rain, and it's just Olaf, Meister.
Olaf.
I used to get called out. We drag our vowels. It's Olaf, obviously.
Well, he might get one here, but not meant to be. AZ takes him down. The 2-0 comes through, but not out of the woods just yet. The force buy should be coming in here, right now. AKs across the board. Like I said, AK armor's not a problem, but after buying the Deagles and PD50s, they might be struggling a little bit for the utility here. There will be certainly no Guardian AWP available. So 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. That's what they have. Could have been a bit more as they head into a default here. Bomb goes towards A-Ram, but Nico did fancy running up that position and taking the duel of the AK. It can be very powerful indeed, especially against these FAMASs and UMPs, but Molotov at our position, and now smoked as well. It's going to come down to raw firepower here, and FaZe, they've got that in bucket loads. As Molotov goes into towards underpass, they'll be held at bay, at least for now. Smoke for AZ to buy him a little bit of a one-way. Flashes are good, and North are looking quite resilient now.
AZ's got a chance to spot above toward mid. Find from Rain, though, to read that Config's boosted and waiting for the key position to be covered. Meanwhile, they'll back off Guardian and rotate over toward the B apartments. Olda therefore has to get aggressive with the UMP. He's going to try and spar off with them. Smoke down will let him get closer. I'm not sure the timing on that smoke, though. I didn't see when it was deployed. It's got to be soon. So he's got to make a decision soon, therefore. Go aggressive or fall back. Flash in suggests the former, but the former too soon. Kerrigan was through it before the flash went off, knew that he was up close, and therefore took the shot immediately after. Good follow-up from Cajun, though, inside of the site as he wins out against doubled. Guardian finds him and continues spraying behind, and AZ had walked into the doorway.
The bomb site open for business here. It's MSL to try and clutch this one out against 3 very angry FaZe players, Guardian, Nico, and Kerrigan. I don't think he gets much done here, but if he can keep them modest and take some AKs out of their hands, that could be perfect. But it's looking unlikely. He holds towards the connect, so underpass steps, hoping that the exit frags come in his direction. Could actually happen. Nico's there in front of him. He's hoping to hear a few footsteps before he strikes, and his MSL's commitment does take down Nico and potentially upgrade to an AK-47 here. In terms of the money for the CDs, he can definitely buy into the next round. With first aid loss menus, even more so now they've got the AK. Won't be the best of buys, but it's certainly enough to work with here. FaZe, successful play of Guardian. 2 AK kills in towards that B site. Very good stuff. It's looking very good for North at the start, holding them at bay and managing to lock them out of key positions. Didn't last for long, though. As soon as they got to this area, that's where it started to fall apart. Kerrigan with the AK in hand.
Yeah, that was exactly that. He was fully blind, but he already had it lined up. It would have been interesting to see what that flashbang would have yielded, should it have been fruitful.
You're fruitful.
Thank you very much. I like to think I'm an apple and a pear.
Okay. 5 AKs again. Guardian seems to be getting more and more confident with his rifles these days. The AK especially is looking very good for him. And we have got a bit of aggression here towards middle. It's AZ and Config. It's back-to-back setup. Brothers in arms, hoping to protect each other, as you can see. One watches middle, one is the underpass. One of them dies. It's pretty much over. Get the double spray down, and it's not going to be a fun day. That's if they pincer and it all goes wrong. But for now, it's looking quite good for FaZe. Olaf Meister, Rain, what a deadly duo that is, as they make their way. And Nico, just a good measure as well. Completely railed Daisy, and Config does get 1 kill in return, but this is FaZe doing what they do best, sticking as a unit, flashing over, and it's hitting every single shot possible.
Every single shot possible is one way to look at it.
It's so scary, isn't it? Nico, Olaf Meister, and Rain coming to a bomb site with AKs and some positional control as well.
No, I said it last time we casted them. This is a team that people would have picked for a fantasy lineup.
Yeah.
Probably earlier in the year or at the end of last year. Now it is actually a team. It's
you probably couldn't afford this team in the fantasy draft.
Yeah, I bet you're right. I bet you couldn't. You wouldn't have been able to afford them all.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Pretty ridiculous, really.
When you think about it, yeah. 2-2, and it has to be Nico now for North after winning the pistol, successfully converting the second. Couldn't hold off the force by FaZe, and now finding himself in not a horrible position. They will get a bar next round. About 2K per player right now. They're going to get 2,400 into the next, and Config with a nice jump, and greeted by Guardian, who throws him on the ground. 5 and 4, they know it up against pistols here. No armor as well. Stick together, nothing too flashy, nothing too fancy. As long as you're refragging and not walking into horrible choke points. Going up a short, that's absolutely fine. A couple of flashbangs and splitting it from B as well. Should be no worries here whatsoever.
Behind the bench, sprayed down, cleared out. Pistols going to have a hard time accessing back inside of the site. So the 2-0 start, the early plant, that's all that North was able to achieve. He said that they were looking rather resilient, but then got broken down stupendously by FaZe. They now find themselves on the brink of their 3rd straight round. Easy's all that remains in the way of that, and he's no match, I'm sure, out of USB. Should be done pretty much right away, I think. Guardian. Actually, he may just get down to the time at this point. He's trying to keep them close enough for the bomb to be interesting, but I doubt it's that interesting at all.
3-2. A couple of kills there for North. Not too bad. AZ and MSL getting something, and with nothing invested, it gives them an extra $200 per player, and that's actually kind of important. You know, that's the equivalent of getting an extra smoke or a flashbang maybe contributes to a kit. So even those kills are worth something. And we have 5 M4s across the board here for North. No occasion beat AWP as of yet. It's got 7 kills, but didn't fancy it this round. As we enter round number 6, it will be FaZe with 3 in a row. The Guardian AWP comes out now. Was a little bit lackluster last time we casted him, but he's always going to be deadly on Mirage. And it looks like North want to challenge at the A ramp. The flashbang's so good though. AZ actually buys MSL some time here. That actually works out quite nicely for them. Get a couple more as well. MSL surely falls back now. That's enough. Drops to smoke, and finally North finding some form with the rifles.
Cajun gets aggressive to see if they push through the connector. Gap in the smoke, he nearly gets found for it, as he was expecting someone to have already pushed and been on the stairs to take the site. Kerrigan still wins the duel. As the other's not sure where the ladder had gone, it's suddenly now Config in the window, who has to consider what possibility exists. And the fact that 3 survived, by the way. Kerrigan's up on 1 HP. Don't be misled. It's hard sometimes to see that in the HUD on the right. But what happens with the possibility toward B, because he didn't call it from the window, slip in undetected. Volda's got no idea. Now they've got a chance at this because Rain's going to continue to push forward and cut off rotations. Perfectly done.
Good night, Config. He was aware of that play as well, and Rain just eviscerates him in the kitchen area. It will be 3 on 2 now. MSL and AZ. No kits. Little utility. Do they even go for this? It doesn't look like they will. I can see a player walking tentatively at the top and middle. That's AZ watching for exits once again, and there's a round that look guaranteed. The first 2 picks, Matt, at that A ramp as well. The flashbang actually that phased through worked out in North's favour. They spotted AZ as he was falling back, and MSL gets 2 frags. He smokes it. They fall back. They dink up Kerrigan as well, but then they go in towards B. Sneaking in through short. It's Rain to find the first kill. Locks up the rotation as well, and it all falls apart. Rain with another fantastic play there. 2 kills is all he gets, but it's enough to win the round and force North to save. AZ waiting for kills to come through, but Kerrigan knows he doesn't have to push any further. That's such a tight choke point. It's a doorway, and they could be at any different angle. Complete 180 degrees available to them, but 4-2, maybe another re-kit. The fact they saved 2 rifles, they probably go for it as a partial buy. The loss bonus on to rack up now, so 4th stage, will get $3,400 into the next round, so no problem at all in terms of that buy. Can even bring out double AWP if they wanted to. You'd normally see Config and Cajun B rolling that. They haven't even brought out an AWP yet, though, so I don't think the double AWPs just yet will be coming in.
Did they say? I'm sure they did. I think it's Guardian, isn't it? This is Guardian's crosshair tonight?
Oh, we were changing it up every day, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Have we touched on it? It was Crims yesterday, so I assume, yeah, Guardians maybe today?
I'm sure Tom will let us know. I'm sure they may already mentioned it when we were on our break on the desk.
Yeah, it is Guardians.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard, but I like Guardians, actually. Very 8-bit, very accurate in the hands of Config, although he's using his. Let's not be misled. He's got a 3rd, as he got Nico falling back. Does well with the Deagle. Does Config. It's actually given the advantage to his team.
A-ramp as well.
Guardian has to be very careful as to how he approaches. Pre-scoped in, sees a shoulder. Just hits the shoulder, though, and AZ therefore takes him down. You're right, A main becomes the problem. A ramp, A main, call it what you will. Same approach, same effect. It's now 3rd round for North.
Config, he has had some amazing plays in this A-bomb site throughout his career, and that is no different. 2 amazing 1-digs coming in. 3rd one not as spectacular, but still it all counts, and he manages to get 3 on the board. Sets himself up to the flank coming in at A-ramp. Well, I'm sure we'll have a look at this right here, right now. 1. The second was even nicer as well. That's really crisp, and that one, like I said, wasn't the headshot, but still, they all count, and that's the round pretty much done. Have a buy available for FaZe, of course. Olofmeister must have a good spawn. He's got the AWP this time. He does have a very good spawn. Can we follow Olofmeister, please? He'll go towards middle and try and beat the smoke and maybe take down Cajun B here, who will be challenging. No, he won't be in that area, so no frags to find. They'll throw the AWP back to Guardian now, presumably. There it is. No. Get the weapons back. It's always worth that. It's like cash when you have the best spawn forward middle, so I haven't given that a go. Doesn't matter who does it. An easy shot, and Guardian. That's not an easy one, but he does manage to pick it up. He'll be into a 5-4 situation now as Cajun B drops at the connector.
Just drop the op. Bottom of connector as well. A bit of a peculiar way to do it, because if that was spotted, I'm not sure that it was, but if it was spotted, they know that the op was no longer in play on the CT side. Might have been better to just throw it behind him for the sake of mystery. Passive and slow, back toward A. Palace occupied by Nico as he gets closer to where MSL's playing at shadow position. Kerrigan's gone very low tag to 10. Nico's just going to walk out, make contact, spotted by AZ. Now they will not know that there is actually still a player in shadow. That's MSL. He combines with AZ to find a kill, so they know it. Guardian's ready for it. Guardian is certainly ready for it up close on the op. Volda walks back in and at least gets one early enough to give himself a chance. More so because the bomb is actually down top of the jungle stairs. So Guardian's going to jump across to grab it. A little bit better than running all the way around. But when he plants, smoke down, that's going to dissolve. Does Guardian have time? I think he just does. No, he doesn't. Just going to leave him in the open. Whoa, he nearly went the wrong way. Volda nearly whiffed on it to give Guardian a shot.
Well, that's 2 rounds now converted for North. That would have been a massive reset for them as well, but they managed to keep the dream alive, and he's just looking for anything he can find here. Salvage everything, incendiaries, flashbangs, HE grenades, and it was the 1v1 to Guardian as well. The new boy manages to hold his nerve and defuse the bomb, managed to save the orb as well, and it puts North in a very strong position now. He's into round number 8. Still money available on the T side, haven't broken them down just yet. The orb can come out once more, just about. Olaf can drop it. Not sure if he'll have to. Like we said, Guardian's still very proficient with the AK-47 as well. Yeah, it's not they will. They'll go for 5 AKs here. UMP for Nico. Interesting. Yeah, no, there's money considering he's got just a UMP and 1 flashbang here. Has a bit of head armor to work with. And the aggression from the CTs, indeed, towards A-Ramp once again. It's AZ and MSL trying to make the same play happen, but even more interesting is KGB towards that Palace area. 2 kills coming in, but Carrigan, he says no, he wants to make this round a possibility. Can't get the 3-man spray down. And it's going to be a very convincing round there from North. Went for the aggressive stance, 1 in Palace, 2 at A-Ramp. First shot comes in. It's KGB to open things up, and AZ and MSL to knock it down. 5-4, North take the lead. This should break the economy of FaZe now, it does indeed. About 3K per player, should be fine for next round. Have a look at the scoreboard while we're here on this eco. It'll be 10 kills for Rain. At the very top, Nico, quite a game from him considering he had some really nice opening, impactful kills in that first gun round. 3 for 8. Early days, I'm sure he'll bounce back as we enter round number 10 now.
Cage and AWP not peeking from window is going to go back out to watch and see if anyone joins in from Palace. AZ, good shots out from mid, does damage. Config to work with him, just aggressive as well against the pistols. Should just amount to a straightforward round in the end. Everything continues as is. Flames at the feet of Guardian. He's a little bit timid to try and walk any further, but to let them extinguish. And then AZ finds him. Found Nico as well. So all done. North take back the lead. A swing of momentum again as we find 4 rounds in a row on their side, as opposed to the 4 rounds they lost previously.
Number 11 comes through, another buy available here for FaZe. That was an eco before. Managed to pick up something at least. But smokes here, Molotov's available. No warp, but Asian B, he certainly has got one. He heads towards the B-bomb side this time. He's been quite dynamic. I like this. He's been Palace, middle, connector. Now going towards short, and we'll see if his former teammate Carrigan can suss out his movements here. As we enter Asian B, looking towards top of mid. Has got a gap in that smoke, I believe, if he goes around the corner a little bit more. But it's been an A-sided attack from the FaZe clan. First kill for Config, but he is smoked out now.
Shot back through. M4 can't find it. The firebox. Guardian wins the exchange instead as AZ wants to hold on to the position at jungle. Actually has to back away all the way to connector because they get so far forward on the flashes. He's lost his position, and Nico knows exactly where he's gone. It's only natural. So a quick kill. Cajun gets one back onto Olaf, and we'll watch the window, expecting the rotation to come around. He's right in thinking it, wrong in the timing. Nico instead stays to watch the vent instead. Now he goes Cajun. So close. Nico's going to time this. You know he's going to go eventually. Jumps to catwalk. He should be perfectly aligned. The problem is they're already on the defuse. I don't think there's anything he can do about it. Valda gets 1 kill on Nico, and they already were holding it. So unfortunately, he's too far away.
He couldn't do anything there. If even he gets that second kill, it was done. The full defuse was coming through. And there it is. North now looking much better. 5 rounds in a row here, Matt. After a spell of 4 for FaZe, North take a convincing lead. The bomb goes down with the maximum loss bonus now, so the orb comes out for Olaf Meister. I assume he has that spawn once again. He does indeed. We'll follow him and see if he is challenged. I'll have a look at Cajun B. He's not going to be there. He does go towards connector, I believe. AZ does at least, so nothing to speak of at the very start. Using that spawn once again, but nothing really happening for him. Cajun B once more. He's towards shore. No smoke down this time. Has something to work with. Holds a tight angle, looking towards top and middle. AZ there backing him up and connector, watching the underpass, so this is looking quite nice for North. Well established on the map and a very slow default coming in from FaZe.
Smokes down. Front connector, Cajun's got a small gap to work with. Oh, gotta be quick. Almost was. I would have been very, very impressed. If he'd hit the shot. They're going to get on top of the boxes now as well because they want to try and peer over top of the smokes themselves and get a shot back down. Or I should say back up toward Catwalk. I guess it depends on which way you're looking. Which way is north, Henry?
Who knows? We'll find out. Still, map control coming in for FaZe now. Bombs down at T-spawn. Nico at A-ramp. 4 of them holding the mid-area. They haven't boosted up towards the window or anything just yet. I'm sure that player will come in. Eventually, smoke it just to get a player up there. Biding their time. 40 seconds remaining now. And Guardian goes back towards T-spawn and maybe heading towards the B apartments here with the bomb. So they keep it going all out towards A-ramp. Okay, well, it looked like he was interested to maybe go towards B. Brains establishing connector. Nico waiting at A-ramp and Guardian will be joining him. This will be an A finish with 25 seconds remaining.
Marcel down by Nico, flushed out by Flames. As Kerrigan gets all the way behind from window. Cajun still holds his ground towards CT. He could. Oh, he tries to line up the default. No, oh, they're going for it. Got Nico instead. He was already lined up to where Guardian was. Hit the shot toward Tetris. That was quite good. And Cajun, although he's got a 1-on-3, he's looking invigorated. I'll give him that. Unfortunately, I think he's overstepped the mark ever so slightly. And they're buying space. No way.
Got a smoke as well.
No way. Cajun B back for another. Oh, man. If he'd hit the 4th, I would have gave it to him.
Yeah, that was very close. Good effort. He's got plenty of money to work with it. That was worth denting the economy of FaZe. He gets 3 kills there and actually makes things uncomfortable as well. They'll be bickering a little bit as to how he got so much done there. But you're right. If he hits that 4th shot, that smoke down as well, I'd say he probably wins that. That could be close. Well then. Round number 13. It has been a pretty good game. North doing a much better job than I thought they would. I thought the FaZe would have come out and crushed today. But 5 rounds on the board. They're still struggling. Like I said, Nico down to the UMP once more. They're not really getting their teeth sunk into the second half after that spell of 4 rounds. It will be AZ and Config with the back-to-back setup again. KGB backing them up in the window. Another slow deploy, waiting for CT aggression. One of Meister posted up the underpass. Carrigan watching B apartments. And it's MSL solo on the A side. I like the way of following my voice here. It's very dramatic. Building up the storylines.
Snapping around with the observer.
Yeah.
Probably Rushley. I think he's got a crush on you. Smoke. Toward connector. Top of it. Olaf. In from the underpass. We'll cover out from connector with a bounce smoke that goes a little bit deeper toward jungle. Instead, though, Guardian getting a shot back is fine. They've got problems in Config's location. Top of middle. Gets through the smoke. Guardian's whiffed on an op shot, which means he's got to back off to create a better angle. They're down to just 2 left on the FaZe side. And North looking to make this an 8th round to win the half, which I will say is substantial. I think both these teams are more than capable on either side as Nico gives up on the AWP and goes to the AK. Config eventually finds him as well. And it's gotten a kill. That's his 3rd. A good aggressive play in middle. And we sit at 8-5, as I mentioned.
Nice work from North, shutting it down. The reset came through, and my God, it's a harsh one. They're going to have 2 players on sub $2,000. I think
that has to do with everything that KGB did in the previous round as well.
Yeah, exactly. Reset. Absolutely. That's why I said it was enough. Like he could afford to lose his AWP, and he takes 3 of them down. That's perfect. That's enough. And just to know, Valda 3 kills, 7 deaths, but his teammates Config, Cage, and B going above and beyond. And this might be the B rush with the pistols here. They do force by FaZe, just to note. They've gone all in. CZs, P250s. Few smokes to work with here. I'm sure they've got some execution in mind, trying to get that bomb down and make things uncomfortable for the defending CTs. Smokes deployed, Guardian to flash them in, and here we go. Cannon North hold them off.
Shots out, Config finding 2. Very quick and concise. Nearly got a 3rd, but Rain just got below the crosshairs. He jumped in and landed. Valda therefore makes space on his own, getting back in the site, and it's just Guardian with the pistol. Valda's had enough of that. We go 9-5. Money was the primary factor in the round that just occurred, but it's still a factor in the round that is about to occur as well because they have to force it. It's round 15. They'll do that with 1 AK, but that's about all they're going to have, to be honest.
Yeah, that force buy didn't really work out for them. Now at the second stage loss bonus, they're right. 1 AK, 4 Deagles. Nico on 6 kills, 13 deaths. Olaf Meister only on 4. So they had those spell of 4 rounds, which is great. They looked fantastic there. Then North. They've been in the driving seat ever since. We'll have a look at Nico now with the AK. Config though, ready and waiting by that smoke. Got the gap to work with as well. He sits deep enough in the smoke, or acts like a one-way. Nico, there to go around the corner further. The flash is good. Oh, we can see it did kind of confuse Config there. Couldn't find the shot he wanted. Still damage inflicted here by the TD side. Same story for AZ as well, though. He takes a bullet. And Rain with the 1D. Always be very powerful, these pistols. FaZe, you can never discount them on these sort of rounds. Multiplication hot towards CT spawn. And the boost comes in from Config, trying to find anyone crossing towards that connector area.
Config is still desperate to find from the boost a shot toward connector. Oh, Nico. He's got a sense about that boost because he walked out mid last time and found Config in the same position on, I think it was round 3 or 4. He's still looking up there, but as the smoke dissolves, Config wins it. No need to stick around anymore, especially with Volda getting a kill to match. Got the advantage, and they'll walk in. MSL perfectly lines them up as he gets baited in from his teammate. Cage B. Guardian does make things interesting, though. Gets 2, but then Volda has enough of that. 10-5 North over FaZe. A great half for them, considering it looked like they lost momentum after winning the pistol.
I think it was Cage and B doing a very good job with the WP, rotating around the map, showing us what he could do, finding those opening picks, and then Config finishing rounds off, and some great setups there on the CT side. I liked it a lot, and we'll see if they can continue that form in the second half, and maybe FaZe can bounce back after this break.
Well, FaZe with 5, North with double that. Not bad at all. They won the first 2 rounds. They gave up a bomb plant, so it was a bye in the third, and as soon as FaZe won that, they won 4 straight. It looked like this could be a little bit difficult for North, but they continue to be impressive, I have to say. I think the future's bright with North.
Yeah, I like their setups as well, and the way they were going aggressive and calculated aggression at that. It was quite nice to watch. Well, here we go. North on the T side now. If they win this pistol, they've set themselves up for a fantastic game here. Flashes over, smokes deployed, the standard smokes towards the steps and the jungle. They will be potentially splitting this from the connector as well. It's going to be 3 players from the mid area, so a variation of the strategy as they head in towards that area, trying to find players at the jungle potentially here. That'll be Config going in first, but Guardian, he's ready and waiting, can't hit the shot just yet, and AC takes him down. Looking very good now.
Cajun, however, though, does get Nico back. He's trying to find the place to plant the bomb safely. I've got to be careful of 2 angles as a result of it. 1, the shot that came in from connector that's actually pushed him off the plant, and 2, CT spawn. It slowed them down, but they've still got the manpower, and they've got the accuracy. A good win from North. Cajun nearly get caught out with bomb, but they make up for it.
I like that. I normally complain, Matt, you know, everyone's doing that same strategy, just doing their Sue smokes and rushing in towards A and hoping for the best. They do the same smokes, but they come in from the connector there and focus on the jungle and the window area, take down those players getting ready to retake potentially. That's really cool, because then it really throws a cat among the pigeons, because no one really knows what's going on, and then the players come out the apartments and A-ramp as well. We'll follow that smoke just to make sure they've nailed it. A few players have been struggling with that this week. As Vivaldo that does manage to get it perfectly in the window there, so no problem at all. This is a semi-full, I guess we can call it a full force buy. We've got carrying on a scout, 3 players with head armor and pistols. It's just Guardian, for once, who's not going all in with the force buy. I complained about that earlier last week as well, saying he seems to be the sort of player that always comes in with the force buys and then stifles himself in terms of not having the AWP, and that's a bit of a problem when you've got the world's best AWP on your team.
I suppose a Cajun config. Get my mind in the same place my mouth is. Get your mind out of the gutter, Henry.
Didn't say anything.
As Olaf gets taken down. I knew you were thinking it, Cajun B.
Oh, gotta hit those heads.
Definitely gotta hit those heads. Does get a tag though, which makes it more viable for the pistol, doesn't it? The second one, that would have been instrumental to helping his teammates on rotation, but his teammates arriving without much damage done will just go immediately into a fight they really don't stand a chance in.
Yeah, Carrigan had the blind player in front of him. Could have lined it up for another second or so, but hit the body and doesn't get the kill. And it will be now. Nico still can win this round. Low HP players in front of him, and Rain's coming in for the apartments as well, but Dink comes through. It's looking unlikely now, but Rain finds a bit of movement here. They've got no kids, so they have to operate quite quickly, but it's looking like Nico will be taken down as well. Valda with the final 2 kills, well recovered, holding off a FaZe force buy is not an easy feat, let me tell you. As we get to round 3, should be the full eco now. 13-5 will be coming through. Here's the 1D to open things up. I didn't see this from his POV. All right, well, I guess that's why not. Why would you think that frag would be coming from that position? Well done by Nico.
Yeah, sneaky as always.
Yeah, well, full eco now, and 13-5 almost guaranteed. And after the force buy as well, it could be the game, because that first gun round will be very difficult to win. They will have an AWP, that's the good news, but everyone else force bought. And AZ with the first kill here. They get a double as they go aggressive towards the Palace. Should be round done. Hello, through the smoke.
That's pretty good. Had the lineup absolutely perfect. MSL overlooking a position at the stairs, but Config came in to save him. I was going to say, how is he still alive? That is how. Config, that's how. Just keeps him up. He's able to focus on the player rotating through. 13 rounds now for North, 5 for FaZe. Underwhelming. And it's a map as well. When you look back at Fnatic's tenure and domination period, they were great at Mirage. Guardian's always been good on Mirage. I expect FaZe to be a little bit more promising. Nico, especially, was always usually very good T-side with an AK.
Yeah, I think this is a case of just North being very good tonight.
It's true.
It's not like FaZe has done anything bad. I've not spotted any like grave errors from them, but it's been North is playing very good CS. There's Nico though. Said he had a quiet game so far. He has, but he could go down here. I'm about to say he could have something absolutely massive go in his favour, but it's been Guardian, Molotov down a spawn, and MSL looking good with that M4, but Guardian's still alive in CT spawn here. That is quite a scary prospect. The bomb is planted though. There is a kill available as Carrigan rotates in, but the flashbangs are just relentless here, and it should be Valda taking his kill on Carrigan. Doesn't get the opportunity just yet. I thought he mistimed it. I thought he was done for, but Carrigan can't find the shot. Now Carrigan has left his teammate Guardian in CT spawn. 3-on-1, no kit. He's just trying to cause some damage here, but it won't really matter that much. He just needs to save that AWP. That's, I guess he's assuming his players towards the vent, and he needs to try and hold on here. Make sure no one hunts him down and tuck himself in the actual CD spawn on the left-hand side. He's been spotted though, I think. They know he needs to pull back now as well to avoid the blast radius. And North do take him down. It's MSL with the final frag, and they pick up an AWP as well. Oh, Matt, it could be a... Do they force into this one? You made the call. Tell me.
While they're doing it, I don't have to make a call.
It's supposed to be a game.
Yeah, but I cheated, okay?
Yeah.
They didn't fully force. They didn't go down to 0. They've got a max loss bonus coming against them. They're going to be fine in the next round.
And you said I'm not fun at parties.
Yeah, you know, I don't really go to parties. I am the party. Why do I need to go? People should just come to me. Hey, just kidding.
The Eagles, CZs, and a dream. That's all FaZe have to work with right now. Guardian once again trying to get the AWP out, doesn't get the armor. It's round number 5, and this game could be ending very quickly. No one saw it to be this fast-paced, especially with the opening way we saw it begin. The 2-0 for North. And then 4 rounds in a row for FaZe 4. Here we go, a bit of a barn burner coming in, but now 14-5. We have got an opening pick though for FaZe. Damage inflicted to Olaf Mice, but he has got away. Bomb down in the connector. Still a lot of work to do here for FaZe. Bomb will be recovered, and presumably MSL has some sort of execution up his sleeve now. They've lost the bomb in this awkward position.
Valda at the corner of Cat has Config that's working in through connector with Cajun B ahead of him, so he just has to babysit to give them the position. They've now got the angle to work with. His Guardian on the other side. Pistol at the ready. Could catch them off, nearly doubly so. Nico still able to make up for it by getting a further kill. Valda turns around and finds Rain. Good reaction, but still they find themselves a man down, and Nico's got an AK to work with.
They always seem to find a way. FaZe 20 seconds remaining. They're in the connector, and they've got players coming all around them. It's going to be over. Valda can't win this one now. And just when it seemed like they could close it out, they make things a little bit more troublesome for themselves. 10 seconds remaining now. And there it is. Final kill should be coming in. And it's FaZe. So instead of North holding the slow default there and then going for the mid-control against connector, they give away a kill early on and then don't really seem to have a response at all. They kind of started crumbling a little bit there, getting towards the connector, holding all their smokes out all together in that tight choke on the connector. A close smoke bounces through, and then at that point, you've just given them all the information. There's players on the left-hand side. He gets to CZ nice and close. Sprays 2 down. He gets a kill on the balcony as well. Still should be fine here, but Kitchen now trying to open things up at the A round. Takes a nade to the face, unfortunately. Courtesy of Nico.
That said, Nico will go and cover himself off with smoke potentially toward the top of the stairs that I would imagine goes toward Palace. 3 players for North at the time behind the box at mid. As they wait for Volda to get out from the underpass. Cajun could do the same. The fact that he's on an AWP, however, 53 HP only, suggests to me that he might try and get a pick toward B while the others evaluate the rest of the map. Give themselves as many possibilities as they can. Nico finds Volda. It's going to be an exchange in middle, but they're late to the trades, and FaZe are much better off in finding them. MSL will fire out at least a nade. I should say fire, but throw out a nade toward the top of connector that could help them advance down middle. They've got to be cautious of the fact that B obviously was occupied and the exchange came from Catwalk as part of it. But no one's there now. They've backed off. They won't know it, so they have to consider and slow down. It'll buy space for the defense, obviously. Obviously, Henry.
Five on 2. Going to be Rain to find the penultimate kill here. Cajun B trying to cause damage once again, but this is FaZe looking much stronger after winning with pistols. You always think after they do that, they're going to make this work. They could go back into the game, could have a 30 rounder here. It looks like an eco for North, as we try number 7 as well. The Eagles, PD50s, no Tech 9s these days.
Smoke for Volda toward the window. That's easier than throwing the sideways strafe. Sorry, excuse me, I should know better. That is short.
Yeah.
Short on Cat. How dare I suggest otherwise? As Guardian gets one shot on AZ to start it off for FaZe. So, not out of the woods yet. They're down. Have to accumulate as many as they've already gotten in rounds to catch up. Down by 7. But this is where they could take control of the economy and really buff themselves, if you will. Give themselves a good bank to work with if they keep all 5 alive. Guardian could find immediately onto MSL. Follow it up. Rain's got 2. Cajun and Volda, they only lose 1. Config's the player to go down. The rest all well alive and healthy. With 2 rounds still to go for North, they bring guns back up.
14-8. Pretty comfortable round there for FaZe. They start the campaign on the comeback here. Up to North to try and find match point here. They had a fantastic CT half after going down a considerable amount. I think it was like 5-2 at one point. But here we go, Guardian. AWP towards middle. No AWP in the hands of Cajun B this time as we go a little bit aggressive towards the A round. But Nico trying to get the opening kill with the AK-47. Rain joining him as well. No flashbangs going over. This is just a dry peek, and he'll be punished for that. Config ready and waiting. Takes him down. Does Config overextend it? They got the advantage, and Nico needs to do something to get the frag back in their favour. Oh, a missed shot as well. Guardian normally hits those for days.
That's going to put him back inside of the smoke. Creates a lot more confidence to come out from connector. Guardian does make up for it by getting 1 late with flames. Nico still in shadow. It's only 1 kill from Cajun in all of that. Despite the misses from Guardian that gave them the space, the bomb's down on the site. Nico's going to chase the kill because he knows he's blind, and that one was quite pretty to watch.
Oh my goodness. They recover the situation and then some. Nico looking very confident there. The AK-47 doesn't miss a beat. Aggressive as ever. Manages to flash out, find the first, and then tap the final kill there. And North, they've got to readjust once again and work out how they get this final round. Well, penultimate round to get match point. CZ's PD50s just going to execute towards A. Hope for the best. Hope you get a plant. You can win these rounds, but not as common as they used to be. When the Tech 9 was in full force, you saw a lot of these rounds work out, but
It's true. That was, yeah, a little bit more common, a little bit more run and gun, more pace to it, if you will.
So if you get the first opener with CZ, maybe something can happen. Not if Nico starts doing this. Oh, Rain.
Everyone on FaZe is firing well. Config, last alive. Good shot at range. At least to get Rain, but I'm afraid his days are numbered. And I wouldn't even say days, I'd say seconds. His seconds are numbered.
Double digits. It starts to get a bit scary now. It's a milestone with the CTs in terms of the comeback.
14's a milestone for Danish teams in the history of Counter-Strike too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. There's the replay of Rain in sports, spraying those pistols down. Nothing they can do about that. The execution was okay, but you can see he looks very comfortable there. And number 10. Just the space at the same number. We'll go towards middle this time. Cajun B has got the AWP, but Guardian. Aggressive stance, falls back, smoked out, but going to play in front of it for now. All going towards middle. Nico backing him up with that AK. Once Nico gets the AK, it can be a very scary prospect. An equal trade is Config. Does find out off Guardian from that short position. Brings it into the 4-on-4. And Nico, oh, thought that was a double spray down. He does do damage to AZ, but can't finish it off. 3-on-3.
Kerrigan, meanwhile, walks back out toward Catwalk. AZ on 22 is not far away, just on the left side. X-Ray will tell you that. Won't tell him. White spread far enough to get Kerrigan. In fact, he can almost get out just far enough to see the gun barrels now as they wrap around the corner, but he wants to catch them. More committed than Setch. In fact, AZ's going to go and look toward ladder. That could give them control of the window, but now they know. Kerrigan's there, backed off, finds the second angle. Good find as well, good headshot. Yeah. And FaZe is going to find 11. This does get scary, I have to say. If you're North right now, this is very scary because we are back within 3 rounds and money is still tight.
Very tight indeed. We're coming to their closing sectors now, and North still have money, but look how many rounds they've lost in a row. It's not looking too well for them, but another partial buy for the North side. Will be 14-12 after this one, and then it really is anyone's game. But for Buffer for FaZe, they can still lose one round, remember. And look for overtime at that point, but I don't think that will be the round there. Puts it on the board for North. CZ's PD50s again. Shots coming in for Guardian, but nothing connecting just yet. And we'll go towards B this time, by the looks of things. This will be their execution towards B. They normally... Oh, this is the one they smoke towards the arch, the window. That's the AZ smoke on top of the head. It lands to the window itself.
Yeah, exactly.
But nothing really going to come of it. I think they've been Molotoved out of position. They can't get any further.
And not only that, it covers the perimeter of the site, but it doesn't actually cover off the inside of it. So Olaf was well positioned to be in front of it. So is Kerrigan. It's the one smoke they don't have, and it's another spray down for FaZe. And this gets very close. I'm worried because FaZe is such an experienced team, and they love when other teams are going to tilt. So they're just going to be rolling with this.
Yeah, especially when Nico's starting to arrive in the game as well. Remember, he had like, what, 5 kills in the first half?
Yeah.
And he's come back now swinging. He's probably near the top. Yeah, he is. Well, top of the in terms of points. He's at 16 kills. So yeah, he definitely has bounced back here. And looking sharp. As soon as he gets the AK in his hand on the CT side, he can start pushing aggressive angles, getting warmed up and showing us what he's made of. This game is not done just yet. North had that massive lead, 10-5 in the first half, come out and won the first 4 rounds as well. It was 14-5. And all of a sudden, FaZe started to apply some pressure. They won that single round map with the pistols. You give them an inch, they will take a mile every single time. This sort of team has to be shut down when you get the opportunity. Against those pistols, North had to do better. And now the double orb setup coming out as well, just to mix things up. And it's Kerrigan on the secondary orb. And at one point in TSM, he was the main orb on this map. So he's very well experienced as to what he has to do to find these orb picks. Guardian smoked out, takes a shot. He'll fall back, and now Nico does challenge with the flashbang, but the first shot comes in. Cajun and MSO find a couple of kills. Looking for that match point here.
Looking for it, trying to find it. Rain sits back off it as Olaf's found. Finally, North gets something to roll with. Is it going to be enough to hold them on to get the map point? Because they still have to solve the fact that Kerrigan and Rain are alive. It's not the two of the flashier players. It's the brains. And I would also say brains. I'll give Rain some credit. The brains and the consistency. Don't know if that works or not. Rain tries to spray through. Oh, he's done it. He's gotten him off the plant. He's discouraged Config from holding it. He'll change his angle instead, though, but that brings Cajun out to cover off Kerrigan. Now it should be enough. And it certainly will be. North find map point. We could have back-to-back Danish victories. Astralis winning their last map, and then North maybe picking up this one over FaZe.
Yeah, God is joining us. Astralis with a bit of a wonky performance, though, on Overpass. Considered by some their best map, and losing in overtime's a big. That was a bit of a weird one, but they did certainly show us what they could do on Inferno. What a performance that was. As we get into round number 13, it has been found. Overtime now the only option for FaZe to at least guarantee a point here. It's going to take 3 rounds in a row as Guardian takes a lot of damage there. 25 from the connector. Double up set up once again. This time all off Meister and Guardian. All off Meister finds the first pick, so that adjustment seems to be working out for them. 5 on 4. He'll fall back as well. He dropped him in the mid area.
Guardian still looking above the smoke at mid, speaking of it. Oh, good shot. Config, that's impressive. If Guardian wins that and they go to another 5 on 3, I think it's a tough win for North, considering how things have gone on their T side. But that, running back to find the AWP of Guardian, is opening things up for North, because AZ walks into the site from Palace, goes back for the repeat. Nico's able to win that exchange, and there's no one there to trade. Not quite in position was Config. Still manages to win out the duel. He'll be found. No, he won't. By Kerrigan. As Config turns around in spectacular fashion, Olboff has dropped the bomb down with an AWP. He's already got 2 kills in the round. Nearly takes a headshot. It bounced off just in front of him.
Well, he's shown presence then now. He knows he's bought himself some time to rotate and change position. Cajun B thinking the same thing. He's going T spawn to middle. Olaf Meister potentially going towards that window. I think Olaf might have the advantage if he goes there. The smoke's just about to go down.
They don't know.
Oh, they spot each other. And Cajun B does it. Matthew, it's over. North. And not the cleanest of fashion, but it's Config that stepped up tremendously with that AK-47. What a shot from the connector. And North do it after having a huge lead as well. 14-5 they were up.
Yeah, that's
FaZe
right.
didn't make it easy.
No, certainly not. FaZe live late, but slow start, I have to say, especially for a guy like Nico. 5 kills first half on Mirage. He's normally very, very good on this map. In the end, though, North pick up the win, a much-needed win. They were great in Pro League last season, in fact, all the way through to the finals. We'll take a break, join the desk, and come back for the second of this doubleheader.